Guys, I'm going live now. We've been trying to get hold of Gary Clarke, so if you're out there, give me a shout so I can add you. Trying to get back on here now. Where did I go? Okay, so let me get my glasses there so I can add some people. Alright, let's go here. Okay, looking for Gary. Are you there, Gary? Come on, Gary. Let's see ya. Just waiting for Gary to come back on. As soon as I see him, I'll add him. It's kind of difficult with the time change and a few other things that are going on. While we wait for Gary, I just want to talk about a few things. First of all, Teresa May, £50 million to the ANC to help in stealing land from white South Africans. These are descendants of Britain, and an absolute disgrace. She's a traitor to the white people, and I'm not saying whites per se, but everybody in South Africa, because what she's done is literally created a humanitarian crisis. If the farms go down, all the food in Africa will collapse. It's an absolute disgrace, and if anything, I feel she will be responsible for many deaths. And I don't understand her behavior or why she did that. She's either been bought or something is terribly wrong. She was dancing like a fool in front of the black people, which is another disgrace. I just don't get that part anyway. While I'm on here, so let's talk about Eskom and why you do not have electricity. Well, I can tell you right now. Here's a little small thing. If anybody knows Gary Clarke, give him a shout. Tell him I'm live right now and he can come on. And a request to come on. I need him to come on quick if he can. I'm trying to find him. Where are you, Gary? Gary, if you're out there, please come on. Gary, where's Gary? I'm looking for Gary. Can't see Gary on here. If anybody's got Gary Clarke, please tell him to. I'm looking for him. Trying to find him. Are you on, Gary? Can somebody please contact him and let him know I'm online so he can do it? Do this. So I can add him to this. You there, Gary? I don't see you, buddy. Trying to find Gary. Anybody seen Gary Clarke? There he is. I think I just seen him somewhere. Hang on. Let me go back here. Where did I see it? There he is. Oops, wrong guy. Let me go back here again. There he is. He's keeping moving too fast for me. Too many people. Hang on a second, people. There we go. I've added him. Let's see what happens. see what's going on here. Okay, so while I'm on here waiting for Gary to come on, for some unknown reason, this thing is really playing up today. I keep saying approve, and it keeps going, and let's see what happens. Anyway, so let me just explain this Eskom thing. On July 2018, 12th of July, Ramaphosa, together with Jeff Rabi and Patrick, and it's Mosefi, I think, goes to Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia invests $10 billion in Eskom. Eskom signs a $33 billion loan with China Development Bank. Eskom shuts down 2 power stations and claims diesel shortage. November this year, Eskom puts out a statement about load sharing because they're running out of coal. The minister, Jeff Rabi, leads an interview for some position. Anyway, Eskom needs $15 billion bailout. And so it goes on and so it goes on. But yesterday, we found out that there are 6 Chinese ships outside of Richards Bay with 6 million tons of coal ready to go out. And you guys are living with 12 hours of no electricity, sometimes 17 hours of electricity. The ANC is running right now. They're stealing everything they can. So that tells you that there's something terribly wrong with the system. Let me try this again. Gary, I keep approving you, buddy, and I don't know what's going on here. I would like Europe to understand what's going on in South Africa. The ANC violated their own constitution. In 1993, this was a plan done by them. I have a document in my hands. It states that the ANC was going to cook the white people slowly like a frog in boiled water. That means that this was all planned along. Mandela was along with the plan too. So they knew. Ramaphosa was an absolute and utter total liar. Trump told him so too. So did the Germans, and so did the Russians. Told them, no, we don't want to invest with you. Why? Where's the logic? You kill white people in South Africa and then you go to the white people in Europe and ask them for a loan? It doesn't make sense. They are in with the Iranians too. This is a very dangerous situation. They have no regard for anybody in the Western world but themselves. The EFF Malema is just a toy boy for the ANC, and so is the Black Lives First. They were bought and paid for by the ANC. I would also like to ask the Queen of England, ma'am, why do you sit with every president of South Africa every time there's a newly elected president? These were your people. And now the very same people you trade with are killing your people. They were descendants of Britain, descendants of Europe. They've been there since the 16th century. My family are from Scotland and Wales. David Livingstone was his mother's sister was their children were my great-great-grandfather. The Hutts, going back to King Bruce of Scotland, and there's family members buried next to the Bruce in the Westminster Abbey. The Montgomeryshire in Wales was named after my father's family, for the Crusades. My grandfather, Ernest Montgomery, was nominated for the Victoria Cross in the First World War during the Zeebrugge Landing. You can check it up. Why are you denying your people your help? Another thing, to all the blacks in South Africa, it is illogical to punish the people for something that happened in the 16th century. So you punish innocent people for the crimes of others. It's not logical. I disagree with the narrative totally. Most of the Southern African land was controlled and owned by the Khoisan. The black tribes moved, and the Bantu moved down from the north into that area. The Zulus were only created in the early 1800s. So were many of the other tribes that came down. Ramaphosa, you have no right to say anything. I think you come from the Sutus, north. Malema, you're nobody. You come from nowhere. You have no rights to anything. And as for the EFF, you're just a bunch of criminals that run into supermarkets, beat up women and children and old people and steal. You're just criminals. Malema's house is a very nice house, you know. He comes to cry about all the people. But I still want to know how he can even ask for anything. If you're out there, Gary, would you please send me a request again? I'd appreciate it. I'm going to try one more time. There he is. Let me try this again. Please, come on now. Oh, this thing is a pain in the ass. Excuse my French. Why won't this thing come on? Gary, are you getting approvals out there? I hope so. Anyway, so let me go back to this message. The ANC changed the policy in South Africa to be regarding the land expropriation for no compensation. Look, it's a lie. It's an absolute lie. What they're trying to do is just make excuses for something they can't get out of now. This was supposed to be part of their little game to get voted. It's become a nightmare for them because the minute they cannot produce the land, the people will turn on it. The land belongs to the people that own it. The banks will collapse that country in a heartbeat because they're not going to get money for the loans that are out there. No country in the world is going to invest in a country that does this. It doesn't make sense. To all the black people in South Africa, believe me, I'm asking you all to unite with the white people because you're all born there. Nobody can tell you you weren't born there. You Africans, all of you, white, black, pink, Indians, colored, everybody that was born in that country as of today is an African, period. Stop looking at the skin color and look at your country. It's a mess. You have no electricity. You have no gasoline because they're charging you for the gasoline. They're stealing the money again. Eskom spent $16 billion. That means there's 40 million people in South Africa. Remember, $16 billion means 16 times 16. That means every single person in South Africa could have a new house. New, nice house. Not a piece of junk house, a nice house. No shacks, no nothing. And you don't have to steal the white man's land. And it's not the white man's land, it's your own countryman's land. And remember, when the farms are gone, there's no food. To Europe, Germany, the EU, what are you doing? You're complaining about the immigration in your country. Why? They don't have food. That's why they're coming to you. They're crossing those borders by the thousands. It's a humanitarian crisis you're creating by doing what you're doing in South Africa. You need to stop this now. I want Ramaphosa, Malema, the whole ANC government arrested for crimes against humanity. And I'm calling on all South Africans, white, black, everybody. Arrest them. There's Only a few. Have you noticed that the ANC always hires their own family members? They're not interested in making you better. You've had 24 years to fix the mess of apartheid. Was it really a mess? Yes, the white man was in charge because he had rules. Was apartheid right? No, it wasn't right. We all know that. Do you want that again? That's exactly what you're doing. If you think there wasn't going to be a civil war, there's going to be a civil war if you continue down this road. And believe me, all the white people that left South Africa will fund a war and bring mercenaries and soldiers, very highly trained soldiers, to come there. And your army is not going to last but 12 hours. I can guarantee you. And if the international communities get involved, you're going to have the UN there telling you what's going on. Do you really want the UN there? The reason I'm saying to take this petition to the UN is because their own definition of genocide is, with what's been going on, is outweighed totally. The definition has been violated for the last 24 years. 70,000 murders of white people. Just this week, 7 farm attacks. And it's not just the farm attacks. They're not stealing. They're not taking the farms. They're torturing these people. They took an old man, wrapped a towel around his head and poured hot water, boiling hot water over his head. Why would you do that? Unless you wanted to torture these people. Most of these attacks are by the EFF and the ANC government and the BLF. They are doing it. The police are complicit. There's another thing I'm very upset about. And I will not stop until you are taken down. I'm not going to stop. There's lots of people now. Europe, Russia, Germany, they're all starting to understand. We're sick of you. And you can't lie. This is the 21st century. Do you honestly believe that the satellites above you, the Americans, ain't listening to everything you're doing? Do you honestly believe the Marines in Botswana are going to just sit there while you slaughter white people? Do you honestly believe the old SADF just ran away? I can guarantee you 40,000 highly trained men will be fighting you to the death. And do you understand that on the 12th of December, that is the remembrance of Blood River? If you think that's a day you can play, don't. Because you'll be starting a civil war. I know you're all planning this game. And it's all out there and everybody knows. Don't do this. You will bring the international communities to your door. This is a very small group of people that are doing this, inciting you, promising you again, free house, free everything. There's no such thing as free. We all know that. It is time to grow up. To the IFP and the Zulu King, you have been there for many, many years. You don't want this. I'm asking you to join us too and to condemn these people. Mangosuthu Buthelezi, I know who you are. King Goodwill Zwelithini, you are far better than this. You know better. Right there in Richards Bay, they're giving away your coal so you cannot have electricity. That means your people are suffering. Your people. Because of the Tsotsis, the ANC Tsotsis. Do not let them have that coal. Shut that place down. Shut it down. Go there and stop them. Stand up and be counted. There's a book called My Turn. My Turn to be Murdered. It was written by a very brave South African lady, all about what's going on in South Africa. You can get it on Amazon and ebooks. You can get it everywhere. The money from this book's going to help you. It's going to help the squatter camps. And food and medical care that you're not getting from this government. We started USAC, the United South African Coalition. It is to unite everybody. The IFP, please join us. Every single party out there. I don't believe in white and black. I believe in in one human race. We're just a bunch of colors. And the only reason you're divided is because of the people that want to control you and lie to you. Black people, you cannot get rid of the white people. And white people, you cannot get rid of the black people. So live together in peace. In 24 years, you could have been the most powerful and the most productive and the most strongest country in Africa. If you just put the racism away and the criminality away and the corruption away and stop looking at the past. It's like water under a bridge. You cannot get it back. The future is the future. Every child in that country needs to go to school. What have you done? You've burnt the schools down. You burnt the clinics that you need hospitals for. You go to the witch doctor who cannot fix you and gives you evil. You have allowed AIDS to run rampant and you let the witch doctors say, Ungalazi, go rape the virgins. And did you get rid of the AIDS? No, you gave it to more people. Because you won't listen. You just want to believe. There's nothing for free. I'm going to try this again. Okay, to the people in Europe. You're overrun by North Africa right now. People are coming through Italy crazy, just running the fence, coming in there. And as soon as they land on the ground, you're overrun. Why? Those countries in Africa don't have food. They don't have investments. They don't have nothing. Why? Because you let it happen. Now you're suffering. You have a Muslim extremists all over your country right now, demanding that you convert to their system. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? No. They came to your country because they didn't like theirs. Now they want you to change to theirs, which makes no sense because it's ironically stupid. But that's another story entirely. Right now I'm fighting for the people in South Africa. They need your help. They honest to God need your help. To the President Trump, please, sir. Pompeo was supposed to look into this. It's very easy. I have a document in my hand that I can give you. There's far more serious things going on down there than just the genocide. Muslim extremists, the Iranian problem, the oil stored in Saldanha Bay, and there's many, many other things. China putting up missile bases in Mozambique, Southwest Africa, and in South Africa. Military bases. They have just robbed all the coal in South Africa so that people can't have electricity. They fought past a land reform that nobody understands. This land reform is not just land reform. This land reform doesn't say white people. It says land reform. That means as soon as they pass that, you have no rights to your land. They will take everybody's land because now you become a communist country, and guess who's controlling the communist country is the Chinese. Deny the Chinese everything. Get them out. They are not your friends. You will suffer far more and they're more racist than you will ever, ever, ever see in your entire life. To all the white people in South Africa that are suffering under this barrage, do not stand by idle. I heard today that some people were put in jail for murder because they were attacked. To the police of South Africa, the general in South Africa, you continue down this road, we will arrest you in the end. I'm coming, and you don't believe me. I'm coming. My name is Craig Montgomery. I told you before. We are coming. We're coming with the world. This is the 21st century, and you cannot do this. To the police, if you are assisting in these crimes, if you are helping these people attack, and then when they defend themselves, you arrest them, you are complicit in murder. You are complicit in crime. You are complicit in helping these people rape and torture the people, the minorities of their country. And to all the black people that are suffering under the crimes that are going on, why do you vote for a government that does not help you? Why? Join your brothers, white, black, pink, and yellow, all of you, and make your country a rich, prosperous nation instead of a crime-ridden, corrupt nation. The electricity alone and the gasoline prices right now should be an example of what your government's doing. They sold your coal to the Chinese instead of giving it to you for electricity. So now you don't have running water. You do not have heat, cold, heat, nothing. You have nothing. You're back to candles. You went backwards. Ramaphosa, you're a disgrace to your people. You're an utter coward. And I'm disgusted at what you have said in Europe. There's nothing going on with a little innocent face like a child. You're a child, but you're a criminal. Malema, we all know where you live. So it's okay for your brothers to come stay in your house because you have a nice house. You threaten people because they know where you live. Well, it's too late. You send your henchmen to the farms to kill and rape little children and women and men. But you cannot handle it? What are you, a man or a mouse? I have asked everybody not to kill you. Because they want to kill you. I've asked them not to kill you. I want to see you cry in town. I want to see you cry when they put you in jail for the rest of your life. I want to see you wee your pants. Because you will. Because we're coming. And we are not going to let it go until you are done. To the ANC government, I suggest you all resign. And to the people of South Africa, do not vote for the ANC, the EFF, or the BLF. They are not your friends. They are criminals. I suggest the new government put in place the capital punishment. Every rapist, every murderer, every car hijacker, every farm murderer be hung in the first month. And the reason I say this is because they're terrorizing all of you. All of you. And your crime will stop overnight. To all the foreigners, illegal foreigners in South Africa, please leave. There's going to be a civil war if you do not stop this. And you will be caught in the middle. To the South African police, I suggest you do your job. Lie detector test all your policemen. And you will find that 90% of them are corrupt. And they're giving the weapons away. Because we're finding that most of the farms that are attacked with weapons are coming from the police. Why are you having sound jamming equipment? Why do you need sound jamming equipment? Where are they getting it from? The military. That means the government's complicit. No more. To all the farmers out there, please don't be complicit. Call your buddy. Everybody call one another. Get hold of the old guy that down the road you don't talk to. Call him. This book, My Turn, we're going to raise some money with that. If you all buy this book, we're going to put most of the proceedings towards helping you. So we got 100,000 books. We got $1 million. $1 million times 16, I can buy you lots of security cameras. And some food and some medical supplies and help the people in the squatter camps get their lives back together. I told you I'm coming, and we're coming. And I'm going to thank Gary for trying to get us on here today. I don't know what happened, but it just never went through. So I tried, and he tried as well. We'll try and do a YouTube thing. But I wanted this message out. Listen. To all the men and women out there, these are your family. Do not let them win 1 inch. Nothing. To the small minority of criminals out there that think that they're going to get away with this, your time is up. We've had enough. To all the old SADF, when this goes down, and if it goes down, hopefully not, hopefully we can get Trump involved and a few other people and we can stop this. 1 Marine battalion will come in the end. 12 hours, there'll be no problem. Country will be ours. You can help. I'm hoping this doesn't get to that. But remember the first thing, if you remember, Remember your history. Blood River. The woman stood with the men and fed and helped reload the weapons. Ladies, you're going to have to fight too. You can't be there just to look around. I hope it works for you. You're going to have to help. To the kids, some of you are old enough to hold a rifle, old enough to hold a frying pan. And to the guys that are out there that are all brave and whatever, there's one thing you must remember. Take your women and children and your old people and get them into safety first. Work in small teams, not big teams. It won't work. And always remember, ahead of a snake, once it's gone, the snake can't think. Hopefully we don't have to go down this road. I'm trying hard. I really am. To all the black people, the moderate black people who don't want this either. You want to go to work. You want to have food. You don't want to be la mile. Help us. Help you. We'll put some decent people in. Black and white. Colored and Indian. Everybody. Chinese. I don't care. If you're born in South Africa, you're a South African. I don't care what color you are because you're a human. I know there's good people out there. I know there is. You don't want this. Stop this now. The land's not going to be yours. They're lying to you. Because if they were going to help you with housing and stuff, they would never have stolen all this money. You're now worse off than you've ever been in your whole lives. To the people that never got educated and they're getting lied to, stop burning down your schools and your clinics. Stop. To Europe, to everybody in Europe right now that's watching, do me a favor. Go to your people and tell them to support this. And tell your governments to say no to the ANC. Do not trade with them. Cut them off. Put them in history. They are nothing but terrorists. They still haven't learned anything. I'm out of here. Thanks very much, everybody. Until next time.